Today I'm going to take you around my hometown, Worcester. Worcester is a city and county town in Worcestershire in the West Midlands, and it's situated some 17 miles from the suburbs of Birmingham and 23 miles north of Gloucester, and has an approximate population of 100,000 people. This city is actually situated on the River Severn, which runs right through the middle of the city and is overlooked by the 12th century cathedral. This is the site of the final battle of the Civil War. Worcester was where Oliver Cromwell's new model army defeated King Charles II's Cavaliers. This town is also home of the Royal Worcester Porcelain Company, and for much of its life the composer Sir Edward Elgar. It houses the Lee and Perrins factory where the traditional Worcester sauce is made, and is home to one of the UK's fastest growing universities, the University of Worcester. The Royal Worcester Porcelain Company factory was founded by John Wall in 1751. Although it no longer produces goods, a handful of decorators are still employed at the factory, and the museum is still open. During the late 18th and early 19th centuries, Worcester was a major centre for glove making, employing nearly half of the glovers in England at its peak, which was over 30,000 people. In 1815, the Worcester and Birmingham Canal opened, allowing Worcester goods to be transported to larger areas. The British Medical Association was founded in the boardroom of the old Royal Worcester Infirmary building in Castle Street in 1832. While most of the Royal Infirmary has now been demolished to make way for the University of Worcester's new city campus, the original Georgian building has been preserved. The building has been reopened as a medical museum. During World War II, the city was chosen to be the seat of an evacuated government in case of mass German invasion. The War Cabinet, along with Winston Churchill and some 16,000 state workers, have moved to Hindlip Hall, now part of the complex forming the headquarters of the West Mercia Police. Being a city with a river that runs through, it has a history of flooding dating back to 1670. The River Severn broke its banks, and the subsequent flood was the worst ever seen by Worcester. A brass plate can be found on a wall on the path to the cathedral by the path along the river, showing how high this flood went. And other flood heights of more recent times are also shown in stone bricks. The closest flood height to what is known as the flood of 1670 was when the Severn flooded in the torrential rains of July 2007. But in January this year, the river flooded once more, again causing the water to spill out into streets, completely cover the Worcester cricket ground and rugby grounds, and some homes. I have only lived in Worcester now for about 4.5 months. So far I've actually walked around the town and seen the architecture from different angles. Another very good trip is to walk along the river, where there is a swan sanctuary at one side and the cathedral. I would fully recommend walking over the bridge and having a look, and at sunset and sunrise in the morning it's an absolute fantastic sight. There's a lot to do in Worcester. There's lots of shopping, there's sports, there's the famous racetrack, there's lots to do. I thoroughly enjoy living in Worcester. do come to Worcester, one of the places I would say to visit would be the town centre to see lots of different architecture, such as the Tudor buildings in Friar Street, or even go down to see the actual cathedral itself and walk down to the river. All in all, I've enjoyed living in Worcester, and I still think I have a lot more to see. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Bye bye.